From the biggest moments.
Can you believe it?
To gold medal championships.
Sidney Crosby, the golden goal!
It's your update on Canada's game. You're listening to the True North Ice podcast with Jacob Ewing and Caleb Schneider.
Welcome back, True North Ice podcast, and today we have got a very interesting variety of things that we're going to get into today. Of course, we're going to go into men's worlds as Canada played 2 preliminary games already. Then we'll get into some PWHL playoff action as we've got 3 Canadian teams currently in the playoffs, all 3. And then we've also got NHL playoffs, which we'll dive into as well. It's going to be a doozy of an episode, got a lot to get into. Plus we have producers' picks probably at the end. So Jake, what are you thinking right now?
Man, I'm excited. This is like some of the greatest time of the year for all of hockey. You got the playoffs going on for both leagues, the PW and the NHL, obviously. And then you also have the men's championships, where it's kind of a collection of players who still want to play, who maybe didn't make the playoffs or are eliminated around one. Yep. And it makes it interesting because, yes, the countries like Canada and the US and Sweden still have all their big talent, but they don't have as much as like when they go to the Olympics. So teams Switzerland, like Czechia, like Finland can use their own homegrown leagues that they still have lots of talent in and put up a great roster.
Yeah, it's the men's worlds it's really, really fun to watch. Like it's, just saying some guys that missed out on the playoffs, but it's really fun to see someone like Macklin Celebrity on the worst team in the NHL with horrible players. Now he's on a line with Sidney Crosby. Like, isn't that insane? It's a lot of fun to watch, and we're seeing Nathan MacKinnon line up with Sidney Crosby against a bunch of farmers. So it is really interesting to watch, and it's fun watching them beat up on teams. It makes it really hard for us to talk about it when they beat up on teams. But like when we get the Sweden game at the end of the prelims, that would be a lot more fun, as we got probably the best 2 teams going at it, and we'll most likely see them again in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch those games where we got more of a head-to-head kind of matchup. Like we got it feels more like a best-on-best when we got Sweden and Canada playing. So it's going to be really fun when we get at near the end of the prelims and then we move into the playoffs. It's going to be more fun. And also, another round of the NHL playoffs should be wrapped up by then, so we'll get even more players joining the tournament. So it'd be really fun to watch. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how many more players will join, because at that point the tournament would almost be halfway through group play. But wasn't it last year that was it Necas or was it Pasternak that joined Czechia? But not, it would have been. I think it was Pasternak, because Boston maybe went to round 2. Did they? They beat the Leafs. Yeah, they beat the Leafs in round 1. And then afterwards, Pasternak ended up joining Team Czechia, and then we obviously know what happened from there. So, yes, it can happen. Yeah. I don't know how many people actually from Canada, Canada's roster won't change too much more.
No, like most of the guys that finished round 1 joined. It's a little, the timing, what I was looking, is a little different because the NHL is finally, because of COVID, the NHL was pushed back a little while. So players were joining after the first round halfway through the tournament. Now the first round's over pretty much when it starts. So a lot of guys are already on, but there still will be a few guys from round 2 that will come and join, because the tournament usually, the past couple of years because of COVID, the NHL was behind. So usually players from the second round would trickle in halfway through. Or first round would trickle halfway through. But I think still a few guys will definitely come and join, but we'll see. I mean, the playoffs are really grueling, and I'm sure a lot of guys just want to have time off.
Absolutely, yeah.
But there's some guys that I'm sure have that itch to want to make this Olympic team.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't see Canada's team changing too much.
Not Canada.
No, I maybe other teams, not Canada though. They have their roster set, and they have tons of talent. It's not like they're having a lack of talent. So
it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. It probably won't be many, but I'm sure there's got to be a few from other teams coming as well. There'll be a few. Like from other countries.
Yep.
But, I mean, we'll see what happens there. And Canada has a bigger roster from what I was reading. They've got a bigger roster to start the tournament as well, so they really don't have much room to add. That's what I understand. But
yep.
Yeah. But what do you want to, we have from the last episode, we did get a few updates to the roster. Do you want to get into those first?
Sure. We'll go through them quickly, as we've already been into some games of the World Championship, but a couple additions for sure. You want to just name one first?
Yeah. If you didn't listen to the last episode, you should definitely check it out as we talked about Fleury, McKinnon, and Crosby. But yeah, if you want to hear our reactions to that, because that is on the last episode. But the first really official one we got was May 6th, as it was Mike Matheson of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Making this team, and oh boy, there was some backlash I saw on Twitter. Some people were not fond of this, but I mean, he definitely deserves a spot in my opinion. What do you think?
I think all the backlash about Mike Matheson joining this team is unreal. Maybe, yes, he didn't have the best year in Montreal, or I know Montreal. I have many friends who are Montreal fans, like, oh, Mike Matheson this, Mike Matheson that. But Mike Matheson is a solidified defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens. If they don't have Mike Matheson, do the Montreal Canadiens make the playoffs this year? Maybe not.
I mean,
I don't know.
He lost his spot to Lane Hudson, given
I get
offense. That. He's an offensive defenseman.
Lane Hudson is. I'm not going to use the. Yeah, I'm not going to use the word. I'm not going to use the word generational, but this kid is different. This kid is real different when it comes to offense. But the thing is, he can't play defense. Is Mike Matheson better at defense than Lane Hudson? Yes, he is.
I don't know. I honestly don't think about. I don't know.
I mean,
they're both really bad at defense. They have the exact profile. But I don't know. He probably, given he's older, has somewhat.
He's got a bit more experience, yes.
But I would love to know just even plus minus. Oh, he's only -6 this year.
See, that's what I'm saying. Okay. He wasn't even that. He's not that bad at defense.
No.
The
past couple years he's been.
Yes.
Okay. Lane Hudson was -2. So.
Anyways, let me keep going.
Yeah, you keep going.
I think this is a good addition. He's not a veteran. He's kind of a vet. He's 31 now. In the NHL, and I mean, he's looking for, like, can he make? I remember when we were first talking Olympic rosters, maybe even like a year ago. Like, his name was there. His name was maybe not crazy present. I heard it at least once, because like he's a good defenseman. He's a good defenseman. He is.
He plays his role right.
He plays his role. Yes, he does. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
do I think he makes the Olympic roster now? No, absolutely not.
No, he's not making this roster. Olympic roster.
I think this is good for him. This is really good for him, as maybe his name in all the hockey talk has gone negative. It's gone negative. It has. Yeah. And this is a way for him to get a fresh start. Just kind of maybe clean the slate a little bit. Get out there, go overseas. You're now in Europe. You're just trying to, just make something happen.
Yeah, and I could think, just like looking at we're talking about the world's roster. We already know he's not making this Olympic team, but like there's at least 3 names above him that I can think of off the top of my head that are making this Olympic roster over him.
Yeah,
that wasn't on the 4 Nations. So I mean, he has a shot. It's not a big percentage, but he has a shot, which is fair. Mm-hmm. And that shot is probably, what do you want to say, 5% chance?
Maybe, but like I don't know. 2 years ago,
they don't need an offensive player though. That's the thing. So
no, like 4 or 5 years ago when he used to play for Pittsburgh, he was +9, +12, 30 points.
Yeah,
like he was a good defenseman, and then he got traded to Montreal, had a season with a +7, and then kind of dipped down. Last season -24. Yeah. Had 62 points, but that just means, you can put up 62 points, which is great for a defenseman. Yeah. And actually, it's his high. That's his career high. That's his highest,
his last year.
-24 on a bad Montreal team. You got to have that into account. But that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's proven. There's not really much to this.
No.
He is not making this. It's just.
I'm not trying to. Listen,
he wants to have some fun. He wants to win an Olympic gold medal, he wants to win a gold medal with Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to make a reason for why he should make the Olympic team. I'm just trying to explain that I don't think Mike Matheson is as bad as maybe some hardcore Canadian fans or Mike Matheson haters make it seem like
he deserves to be on. Like, he's good enough to make this World Championship roster. Like, I don't know who. I wouldn't know if they said no to any. We haven't really heard about anybody that's been rejected from the Canadian team that wanted to play. So I mean, they probably asked him. He said, "Yeah." I mean, not really much to it. They needed an extra defenseman at that time.
Yeah, I was about to say, add some depth.
Yeah,
if it wasn't now.
Yeah, if it wasn't him, it would have been probably Zane Parekh unless they found someone else. So, Zane
Parek's just another offensive defenseman. So why not go for the guy who's played in the league for many years? Although I would love to see Zane Parekh.
Yeah, it'd be fun, but meh. Then I guess the next one, even more boring, I think. You got Jared Spurgeon. I mean, there's not really much to this one either. Captain of the Wilds.
Yeah, I was about to say that's big, but like it's not like he's gonna play a leadership role, but like how big of a leadership role can you play when you have Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon and Ryan O'Reilly? So
yeah, I mean, there's not much to this one either. I wouldn't think.
No, he's played in the league. Man, he's a big man. He's probably, I believe, is he the oldest defenseman on this team? Is this his 15th year in the NHL?
Oldest defenseman, I would assume so. Dobson, no. Yeah, no, unless Brandon Montour.
Yeah,
Montour, he's 94. Jared Spurgeon, 89. So, he's oldest by 5 years.
Yeah, and there's a lot of offensive talent on this D core. We just talked about Mike Matheson, who's an offensive defenseman. You got people like Mackenzie Weegar, who's pretty good on the offense. You got Noah Dobson, Dobson's very offensive, right? And so Spurgeon kind of adds an aspect where yes, he can put up points, but he's very good at plus. He's very good at plus minus. His last 4 seasons, plus 32, plus 32, plus 5, plus 8. So maybe dipped off a little bit recently. In his last couple seasons, but still he's proven in the league. His career plus minus is plus 125. That's over a 15-year span. Yeah. When the Minnesota Wild, they've had their downs, they've had their ups, and he's consistently proven that he can be reliable to put out there. I like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's not much to this one either. 2 defensemen added to this roster. They needed those 2 spots to be filled. There was another defenseman that was playing the pre-tournament or the pre-games.
Oh.
Who was that? Like, that was just funny to watch. I can't remember who it was. But
I don't remember.
He was just there for the pre-tournament. I thought that was just kind of funny. I think he played for the Spangler Cup. I don't remember who it was. And then I guess next set of news, not really big either. Carter George does not make the team, but he will stay with the team in practice along with Porter Martone, which is also good for him.
Yep.
And just sticking around to practice. Really not much to this. Good for both their developments. Good for both their development. I mean, really not much to this either. And we knew they weren't going to make the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Carter George maybe had a shot, but then they got Fleury.
Maybe.
And then they got
think
Bennington.
I think this is just, bringing the young guys in. Preck didn't make this team either. That's 3 guys that they wanted to bring in. Just kind of, it's experience. That's all it is. It's just experience.
Yeah, if somebody at that age, if they asked you, I would say yes in a heartbeat to play.
Yeah, are you saying you get to go over and you get to play with some premier NHL talent for a couple of games? Like that is huge for the development of these players, even if it's a small sample size. You get only 3 games in, but you're telling me Porter Martone, who isn't even drafted into the NHL yet,
playing some men's games, getting some men's games, and his belt, right?
This is going to be huge, and Porter Martone is even someone at the beginning of this NHL season. He was, I would even say, he was in the number 1 overall pick conversation, top 3, absolutely locked in, and he's dropped off a little bit, kind of like that, maybe 10 to 5 range, still closer to 5, but still, he's not really solidified top 4 anymore, and so he goes over here and gains this huge experience, and it's going to be huge for his confidence. His confidence is definitely going to come up after this and going into the NHL draft, and he can bring that into his draft interviews now.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, good for him. Good for Carter George. I mean, there's not really much to this. They're not even on the team, but
no, but I still think it's huge.
It's really good for them.
You serious? You get to practice with Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah.
Like, that is huge. Huge.
Yeah. Then you want to keep moving on. Next set of
Let's
business.
do it. Yep.
Philip Deneau out of nowhere. And then Marc-Andre Fleury has been added. Marc-Andre Fleury officially announced, I guess we don't need to say that, but Philip Deneau was the next one that was officially added or announced. Yep. Another one, he just played for the Kings, couldn't shut down Connor McDavid, and he's now here playing the World Championships.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a I'd say probably a bit more defensive player than offensive. Mm-hmm. He's a really good shutdown guy. He's in the first 2 games he's played a deeper role.
Yeah, and that's what
kind of that bottom line for both teams. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't get too many minutes. He goes out there and he gets the job done. That's all he does. I think he's
a defensive forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what you need. You need those, right? Maybe not right now. You don't need it as much than when you get to those deeper games against Sweden, right? Because Sweden's going to be able to probably roll all 4 lines and to be pretty competitive, right? And so you're going to need someone like Philip Deneau, who maybe you put him out against the second line, shut that line down, and then get a first versus third line matchup against later in the game, which can change the tides of a whole entire game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, not really a shot at making this Olympic team either, but
no,
it's just like some of these guys just want the gold medal, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is. He wants to play a couple more games. He's getting up there in age. Next, I mean, we'll quick fire.
Let's do it quick. Yeah.
Jordan Binnington has been announced, and also Braden Shen from the Blues. Binnington hasn't officially been added to the roster, but that's just because he hasn't played a game yet, I think.
Yeah.
When they finally put him in, he'll be added to the roster. Every team's allowed to have 3 goalies, so they'll just add him whenever. And Braden Shen, I mean, interesting, but just wants to play as Sidney Crosby and win that gold medal.
Yeah.
Right? So
exactly. And he's been the extra forward for the first 2 games, so not really having a line. Mind you, did play 10 minutes against Latvia with 15 shifts. Not a whole lot to it to be really just, as you said, coming over here for probably the experience, having a good time.
Yeah. I'd assume you don't really have any opinions on the captain and assistant captains, as we got Crosby as a captain and McKinnon and O'Reilly. There's nothing really there.
No, and some of the time you'd say, let's make one defenseman an assistant captain, which is a big. I think when you have Nate Mack and Ryan O'Reilly, it's hard to not to make them assistants. And if they chose anyone else but other than Crosby to the captain, I would not be here right now. So I'd be so aggravated. I would quit the podcast if they did that, but they didn't. So we stay rolling.
I mean, that's really it about the roster. Do you want to move on to these 2 games quickly, and then we'll move?
Let's do it. Let's get into these games.
Although they were both somewhat blowouts, especially the Latvia game, we still have some stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, yes, there could be blowouts. We played Slovenia, the team that was just promoted into the top group. So obviously they're going to be weaker. And we played Latvia, who is always in every single tournament. Like, they're always in the top group, but obviously they're always a bit weaker than normal. So 2 games that Canada did take convincingly, but still the first 2 games of the tournament are huge. And there's a lot of things we can kind of, take away and kind of break down to see, maybe project what things could look like for future games.
Yeah. I mean, we should give our props to Slovenia. We had 44 shots on goal, and we only scored 4.
That goalie, man.
Good for him.
He had a great game. But absolutely. Yeah. Great for him. And you take a... Yeah, you go.
You go.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, you even I'm looking at the shot chart of where all these shots came in from Canada, and it's not even like they're at the perimeter. Canada was all over around the crease, just peppering it. And that's just everywhere around it. There was there was a couple point shots during the start of the first period, but after that, it was pretty much all in front of the circles, right around the crease, and the goaltender just shut things down. Great for him. Canada, also did a great job, but I guess need to work on finishing. Like they just need to finish it. They just need to finish. Like you're gonna get these quality chances against a goalie like his name's Horak. You got to be able to finish it. Yeah. You do.
Is he son of Roman Horak?
Oh, that's a great question.
Probably, honestly. I don't know where Roman Horak's from. Would it be? He's from Czechia, so...
Yeah, wait. Lucas Horak is also born in Czechia.
So he probably is. Roman Horak is still playing. Or he retired last year from a Czech league.
Oh, maybe not then.
I don't know. Well, Roman Horak is 33 years. No, they cannot be. There's no way. Brother?
Could be a brother.
I don't know. Anyways,
when was he born?
Roman Horak was born in 91.
Lucas Horak was born in 93.
Brothers, maybe.
Wait.
I don't know.
Anyways,
shout out to the goalie. Really, in my opinion, second period was really bad, or was really good for Canada, really bad for Slovenia. But shout out to Slovenia.
Terrible.
The first and third period, they held their own, giving up.
Yeah,
they gave up 14 shots in the first period, and a goal. But that's not against this insane Canada team. It's pretty good. And then the fourth period, they somehow only gave up 8 shots, 0 goals. Huh.
Yeah, I mean Canada did miss Canada missed the net 11 times.
Yeah.
And the shots were there, the quality was there.
Yeah.
Just not hitting the net, which is that. And I think the third period was probably Slovenia's best period, either that or the first. Shot wise, nothing really to think about it though. Like they had their shots, only 3 shots in the second period for Slovenia, but there's barely anything that's even close to dangerous in the slot. Like there's a couple here and there, but everything's outside, and that's what you expect from Canada, right? Just keep things around the perimeter.
Shout out Slovenia.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Giving up
Absolutely.
4 goals on 44 shots
against Canada. Yes, come on. Missing if Anze Kopitar's on that team though, I think he's the only Slovenian hockey player I know.
Yeah,
Anze Kopitar.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like that would be the only.
Yeah,
like somewhat good. Well, he's a Hall of Famer probably.
Oh man, he will be Hall of Famer.
Nobody anywhere close to him probably in points in NHL. But do you want to move on do you have any other thoughts on that one? Really?
Is a good game. I thought the line with McKinnon, Konechny, and Bo Horvat played really good. Bo Horvat scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something that haunted Slovenia was they took so many penalties, an astronomical amount of penalties. And if you want to give the opportunity for a power play of Bo Horvat, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Travis Konechny, and I forget who was quarterbacking that power play, it's going to be bad. And three of 4 Canada's goals came on the power play, and it was just 2 of them was just Nate Mack on the sidewall, puts it right in the slot for Bo Horvat, and he just one-timers it every single time. And that they did that a lot. I saw that. Well, Bo Horvat scored both his goals because of that play, and then he had one in the third period where Horak just snagged him with a glove, and it's just that play, that quick pass from the sideboards to the slot, and it worked twice, almost worked 3 times. I can't see a reason why they go back. They don't keep trying to do that. Teams probably will pick up on it eventually. Yeah. But I just want to give a quick shout out to that line. They played a lot of power play time, top line minutes. Nate Mack controls the puck. Bo Horvat, shout out him. I mean, he's kind of had a couple, maybe not his best year with the Islanders this year. He's kind of I don't want to say fallen off a little bit after being traded away for Vancouver.
He sucked, and then he scored 33 goals last year and 28 this year. So I mean, he's not as bad. He's not as bad.
I just don't keep tabs. I like Vancouver a lot. So
yeah, I mean, okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So we obviously know Anze Kopitar, Slovenian NHL player. Guess how many others and Slovenians have made the NHL?
Oh, I think it's very limited. I'm gonna say 3.
2.
Oh. One, anybody notable?
Yeah, well, no. Combined from the 2 guys, they played 47 games.
Okay.
One guy played 1 game, and then the other guy played 46. So
Okay, so just pretty much one guy. Yeah. And then Kobe.
Jan Mersak, he played for Detroit.
Okay.
Played for He played some he was in the OHL for a while and the AHL.
Not bad.
And then he's been back and forth from the KHL and the Swedish Hockey League, so interesting.
Did he play in this? What's his name? Morzak?
Jan Mersak. Right, Mersak.
Trying to see if he's on this team.
He retired a couple years ago.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. No,
anyways,
shout out. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you wanna
just recap it? Yeah. Obviously Slovenia not really gonna have a chance. Took way too many penalties. Yeah. They had a couple opportunities. Dylan Garand, great game from Garand, I thought. Obviously probably the third string, and he gets a game like Slovenia, which he should. Did a good job. Proved he could probably be trustworthy. Maybe put him in it for another game, right? So
yeah, for sure.
So good for Garand.
Good for him. Shout out. I mean, yeah, I don't really have any other thoughts on this game, really. Kind of the lopsided game. Good for Slovenia.
Yeah.
And
also started at 6 a.m. Also started at 6 a.m. in the morning. What's up with that?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
That was outrageous.
Yeah, it is crazy. I would love to know the numbers and how many people watch that on TSN.
I would love to know too. I would love to know.
It's prime time for TSN. They'll take that. Alrighty, Latvia. Well, this was like a real beating on the score sheet, at least, as we clobbered them 7-1. And a man scoring from everyone, but we somehow managed to give up the first goal.
I know. And, after in the World Juniors, when Latvia ended up being Canada, I'm sure this was maybe a little scary. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? There was tons of Latvians in the crowd. They were getting loud. And I was like, oh dear, what just happened? Is Marc-Andre Fleury going to be any sort of decent in this tournament? By the way, I think he's actually he broke a record for oldest player to play for his country or something like that. I don't know if that was just a Canadian record or an international record, but I read that in a recap that he was the oldest player to suit up for his country as a goaltender. It's also and it's been 20 years since the last time he played for Team Canada. 20 years.
He didn't get any Olympic teams.
If this is, I don't think so. It was all obviously Price, Brodeur. Who's the other big one I'm missing? Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's.
Check it.
Right now.
Maybe did he play it at all though? Did he play it all? He could have made the team.
He played. He made the Olympic roster in 2010, but did not play a game.
Yep, there it is. It's his first time wearing a Canadian jersey since January 3rd, 2004. 2004. Yeah. That's 3 days away from 2003.
Yeah.
And it's the big 25. That's just insane.
Good for him, man.
And that was a 7-1 semifinal win against Czech Republic at the World Junior Championship the last time he played for Canada.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 57 and you're playing for Team Canada, good for you. Can't imagine.
Yep.
I mean, Yager's still playing, and how old is he?
Maybe 52.
Do you think he would make? Do you think he'd make what kind?
No, Czechia.
Do you think he would make?
No, Czechia's good.
No, he's still playing.
He's too old. He's too old, man. He's not.
But he's still.
He's
playing
not Crosby.
In a professional men's league. I know he owns the team, but he still scores time to time.
He's not making that team, man. Could you imagine Yager to Pasternak? That would be gross.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yager versus Crosby. One more time.
Yeah, right. One more time.
Macklin Celebrini is the same age as me against 50-year-old Jaromir Yager.
Yeah.
18 versus 50-year-old. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, like Yager. Is Yager older than your dad? Like, think about that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, see?
No, that's insane.
Yeah.
Maybe Olympics 2026.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, the only way to find out next year.
All right.
Anyways, let's get into Latvia. Yeah, they ended up scoring the first one. A bit of a, it was the kind of just he was a Brendan Montour who was on defense there, and the guy who scored the goal, I forget his name on the top of my head, but he made
Max.
Yeah, Trail Max. He made this nice move where it kind of looked like a drop pass, dragged it back in, and then at that point, you're one-on-one on Fleury, still far away. Like it wasn't. I don't even think you're just outside the circles, but you're still in that kind of high slot area, and he just buries it, kind of low glove.
It's not really a fluke. Like it was a good.
No.
That was a good.
It was a great
and
shot.
A good shot. Like
could Fleury have that?
Oh,
yes,
probably,
but are you expecting him? But the thing is, like, Trail Max fooled the whole entire defense, probably fooled Fleury too. Like, Fleury was probably getting ready for a pass, maybe the drop pass, and then he gets a hard shot on him.
That was probably the first shot Fleury faced as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't watching. They only had 4 shots in that first period, so
yep,
he could have been. I don't know. But
yeah, no, this shot was almost by the blue line. I'm looking at it right now. It was not even like
it was.
I said high slot.
Eh?
It's way too high up to be in the slot. Like this is basically a point shot, like from the blue line. A defenseman would take. He just rips it and scores.
That's awesome. I mean, I didn't really get to watch any of this game either, but it wasn't like it was. I mean, sure, it was a far shot. He probably wasn't shooting to score. But
it's a low shot. He did. He really ripped it. He placed it beautifully too.
Go for it.
So
I don't blame
right
him
above
at
the
all.
pad, right below the glove. Yeah, and he had that open space. The thing is, he had the trigger to take it because Montour. I think I keep saying Montour. I hope it was him, but he was the defenseman on him, and he had his gap. And then all of a sudden, a little fake play by Trail Max opens him up. All of a sudden, he's now like. Montour is on the side closer to the wall instead of closer to the middle of the ice in between him and the goalie, and he's got all that room. Anyways, let's move on. But just a great shot from Trail Max. Yeah.
I mean, we bounce back like 2 minutes later. We score.
Oh, absolutely. It was,
and then we score again. Nathan McKinnon. So
just that top line doing work. Like Nate Mac just gets his way, whatever he wants. I really like Travis Konechny in this game too.
Yeah, he scored Konechny scored twice.
2 goals. Yeah, 2 goals and a shorty. Yeah,
and a couple points as well, I think, or assists as well, right?
Yeah, and they were just all over. Like I think I'm looking at both those goals literally came right in front of the crease. Yeah. They were right in front of the net, and Canada did another great job of getting right to the net. And against these weaker teams, they're going to do that successfully. Like Latvia had 1 shot above inside the circles. Yeah. Every other shot in the first period was at the blue line. And that's just what Canada's going to do. Keep them to perimeter, and when you're on offense, go right to the net. And it worked as we scored 7 goals. And I'm pretty sure every single one of them was probably close to that crease.
All forward scoring as well. I don't know if that's really important, but it proves your point that they're uptight.
No, the only in the second it's the same thing, except for Konechny's just random shot that he just whipped one on the shorthanded goal and scored off another turnover. Latvia had a lot of turnovers this game. They had a really hard time transitioning up ice. That pass from the defenseman to the forwards, kind of transitioning the pass rush. Really hard time. At least 2 of the goals, this Konechny goal, is an example, or Latvia just passes it right into the open ice. Canada just takes it. All of a sudden, you're on a 3-on-2 with bad transitioning. Like all of a sudden, the defensemen have to go from moving up ice to now skating backwards with Canada having full head of speed, and it's just tough. And that's how we scored so many goals. Latvia really struggled with that. Yeah,
I mean, it's so hard because Latvia doesn't have many players that can hold their own. Like, Rudolph Balcers is their best player. Like, it just is even on. Did he play? How many games did he play this year on the NHL club? I know Christian Rubens. I think he used to be a Leafs prospect. That's really
Kasper's Dogovins, bro. Dogovins. I recognize the name. He's the captain.
I honestly haven't heard of him.
Wait, let me search. Give me a second. Yeah, I knew it, bro. Ottawa Senator, ex-Ottawa Senator. I remember he had the goal. He did this play. I don't know. You might remember this, where he like flipped the stick upside down. And he like pinned the puck to the ice, and he like did a spin move. Okay. Anyways, I'm a huge Sens fan. I knew Dogovins was a Sen at one point, and he was. He played 91 games in the NHL.
Well, it's not. Balcers is also a Sens prospect, no? Or is he Florida? Yeah, he's Sens. He played 2 years with Sens.
What years?
18, 19, and 1920.
Oh, the bum times.
That's what I
yeah.
remember him as. I know he played for Florida, and that's really all I know.
Yeah. Anyways, Dogovich hasn't played in the NHL in 10 years. I just knew he was a Sens guy. But I think I know the name Balcers now since you say it.
He played. He was a Sharks guy for a while, or for a couple of years too, I think.
It was just a bunch of fringe guys, basically, from Latvia. Like only a couple, to be honest, that ever touched the NHL.
Yeah. But, well, what 3 did Dogovins play in the NHL?
He played for the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah. So 3.
And he's the captain. Of this Latvia team.
Alrighty. Do you have any thoughts on this Latvia game, or do you want to move on?
Not really. It's kind of hard for Latvia. Canada doing what they do. Latvia did open.
Scored. Good for him.
He did. He assisted by Sidney Crosby, so the kid will never forget that. Nice little play. Canada just wins the neutral zone. Just wins it. A kind of 50-50 battle, win it. Yep. Celebrating gets it. He rips it. He scores. So. Yeah.
I don't have any other thoughts. We've got France. So today is Monday when we're recording this. So we play France on Tuesday. So this episode will be out, and we will already know the results when this episode comes out. But we play France, and we have Austria, and then what else do we got? We got Slovakia, Finland, and then Sweden to wrap it up. So Finland and Sweden, those 2 games will be fun. And they're back to that's bad too. We got Finland, and then the date right after we got Sweden. And I don't think Finland's is Finland legit? I don't think so.
Is Finland legit?
Nah.
They almost lost to France. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. They almost lost to France, but they didn't. So I guess they could hold that out. I was really hoping France won.
They lost the point from it because it was an overtime.
Yeah, they shouldn't even got a point. It was 3. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna get into it. Austria, I think another team that kind of surprising teams. They lost to Sweden only 4-2. They put up a good battle. They lost to Finland 2-1. They've been kind of close with these higher up teams so far throughout this tournament. They beat Slovakia 3-2 in a shootout. And so I think this is going to be a better game than maybe people think. I think they're a better team than any team we faced so far.
Yeah. I mean, it's also nice we all have, from here on out, they're 2:20 starts as well. So
thank you. Thank you, PWHL.
Yeah.
That will work.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much thoughts. I feel like we should there's 5 games left. Got to go at least 4-1 just for us to be happy, right?
I want to go 5-0, man.
Of course, but I mean this Sweden team.
If you lose to any other team other than Sweden, it's not a good look at all. Yeah, exactly. Really not a good look.
That's kind of more what I meant.
Yeah.
If we lose a game, it will be that last game on a back-to-back against Sweden.
Yeah.
But so we shouldn't lose that game, right? I don't know.
Sweden's a good team. They have a really good goal. I think they have the advantage in goalie, and their offense. You can't sleep on their offense. It's so good. They have a lot of high-level NHL players on their team this year.
Yeah. What day? May 20. The Leafs might be done by then. Maybe Willie Nylander's on that team.
Does Willie come over?
He's played the last 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
I don't think
he played with his brother 1 year too. One of those 2 years, but Nylander's played a couple when they got knocked out.
I don't see it. I really doubt it too.
I'm just saying the Leafs will be out by then, but
maybe. I mean, maybe if they. I don't know. It's at home. It's at home too.
Exactly. Well, that's why Sweden's. That's why there's a lot of guys there, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Do you want to do? We'll do a quick PWHL.
Let's do it, man.
We saw a 4 overtime game. I guess was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
It was yesterday.
When we record this, Yesterday we had Ottawa, Montreal, 4 overtimes, more than 2 full games. I didn't watch it, but I thought that was interesting.
I did watch it. It was great.
You watched the whole
Just
thing?
so back and forth. Oh, I can't say I watched the whole thing. I watched. Actually, I did. I was like, It was a great day for hockey yesterday. You had the Canada game, the PW game, the Winnipeg game, and then finally the Leafs game.
Yeah.
All back to back.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But no, I did. I tuned in I watched the first period, the second period. Didn't watch the third. Because I thought I like Ottawa, right? And Ottawa was down 2-0 going into that final kind of like the third period, and they tied the game. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh my god, we're going to overtime. Watched it, nothing. Second overtime, nothing. Third overtime, nothing. And then unfortunately, it's a tough play where I can't remember her name who scored the goal, but just gets an opportunity in the slot, rips it top cheese. Yeah, and the building erupts.
If Ottawa squeaked that out, they would have only needed one more.
Yeah, against Montreal, who chose to play Ottawa. Montreal chose to play Ottawa.
They could be up right now, 2-0 at home.
Yeah, it was Catherine Dubois. Catherine Dubois scored the O2 winner. Yeah. Longest PWHL game ever and second longest ever pro hockey game in Montreal.
Wow.
Higher than any ever Canadians game ever played. Longer than any Canadians game. It was the Montreal Maroon in 1936 who hold the record. 6 overtimes.
Wow. No, good for them. Really fun. I mean, I watched some of this stuff, but like from the reactions,
it's great for the league. It's so good for the league.
It's like I don't want to dive into this too much because we don't have much time, but they really have knocked this out of the park. These 2 years, they're adding two new teams as well. Like these first 2 years really have knocked these out of the park.
They could not have done a better job.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many fans. Maybe in the heart, there's like, obviously we're living Canadian markets and the Canadian markets are thriving. Yeah. Maybe some markets, like I knew in New York, maybe has a slight problem. They have a really hard time getting people to go out.
New York is and when we coming into this, we knew New York would be probably the weakest team, and then maybe Boston, but we knew
Minnesota's always
Minnesota's
they
always.
always.
Minnesota's
I was about to say
city.
what I was going to say.
Their hockey there.
Yeah, what I was going to say is Minnesota will never have a problem. That's the state of hockey. Not. That's the state of hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the Golden Gophers. They've got the.
Yeah, and man, their high school hockey is insane. Like
they play. They play in the Wilds. Like the high schools and played in the.
And the thing is, like, if you play high school in Minnesota, you don't need to go play junior in order to be noticed by in the draft. Like there is, I love it. I love it so much. It's like it's like basketball, right? Yeah. Like if you're good enough in high school, you can get drafted. Right. Like I don't know. Like the high school is a pipeline to the NHL in Minnesota. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, good for Minnesota. Like, we knew there's going to be no issues with Minnesota, but Boston, New York, Boston, we knew there'd be a little bit of an issue, but not as much. But Seattle, I think Seattle will do pretty well. The Kraken really popped off.
They really took a liking, yeah.
And then Vancouver, I think, should be great after
Vancouver will be fine.
They had their takeover tour.
Yep.
And both years they knocked it out of the park. So with the attendance, so they'll do great. But no, good job. Do you have? I guess it's tied 1-1 for that series, and then Toronto is down 2-1.
Yep.
Which isn't looking great, and they're actually game 4 is in Minnesota. So
yeah, man, they have a chance to go home.
Yeah,
it's not good if they're able to pull it out. They go back to Coca-Cola Coliseum back in Toronto, which is big. I don't know, man. I think this Ottawa Montreal series is really good. I think Ottawa's putting up a hell of a fight. Such a good fight, especially with no Mashmeyer either. Having to play, I believe her name's Phillips in net. She's been really good. And I think they go to TD Place for the next 2 games. Ottawa has an opportunity to end the series right now.
Yeah.
Back-to-back wins. You have to take one. Oh, you have to, or else you lose. But like this is Ottawa's opportunity. I think if they goes back to Place Bell, where they play in Montreal, that's a really tough game.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man.
We'll see.
I'm super excited. I'm so excited. This is the most excited I've ever been for PWHL.
Yeah. Well, it's been 2 years, but yeah.
This is it. No, I'm serious, man. This is it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out PWHL. We'll quickly, you know, we're really time crunched here.
Let's
NHL, do you want
NHL.
we can quickly, you want to break it down, or do you want to, I was just thinking maybe we could just go predict each series.
We got to break down a little bit. Let's do it quickly.
Yeah.
Let's start
right.
with Leafs Panthers. Let's do it. Leafs Panthers.
Yeah, it's currently 2-2.
2-2.
When we're recording this, we just watched the Sunday game. The Leafs really bottled it. I think it's...
Yeah, they're up 3-1.
Yeah. Really, really weird series too,
Man.
with all these bounces, but they're toast now,
I think,
which
I
is
mean,
good.
yes. Listen, I think people counted out Florida way too early. Yeah, okay, Toronto took a 2-0 lead. Congratulations, they won both games at home. You're supposed to do that. The Cup champs are going to come back. They're going to have a bit of a rebound, and they end up winning the next 2 games. Mind you, I think Toronto's been really good. I think Toronto's been really good. Joseph Wall's been really good. They lost, was it 5-4 last night in game 4? But Joseph Wall had to make
No, last night was 2-0.
Was 2-0. Yeah, sorry. That makes so much more sense from what I'm about to say. Joseph Wall, it was, when was 5-4? Game 3?
I think so, yeah. Was it overtime?
Yeah, that was game 3. Anyways, 2-0. Joseph Wall made 35 saves out of 37 shots, and Bob only had 21 shots on him. Yeah. Wall is keeping them in this series, and Toronto fans, I get it, Stolarz is out, but he's not the excuse right now. Mm-hmm. Joseph Wall is playing great, and it's tough. I think honestly, I'm a Sens fan. We all know this. I'm not really rooting for Toronto, but I'm an honest guy, and I love Canada. And I think they got a really good shot. They're looking good.
Oh, yeah,
and but they're going to pull their stuff back together. They're going back to Toronto for game 5. The Stars are producing a little bit.
Not Matthews.
A little bit. Not Matthews.
William Nylander, though.
I was about to say he was going to be my prime example. William Nylander is looking great, which is awesome because I think William Nylander maybe not in very recent years, but he was kind of always shadowed away from Marner and Matthews, and now he's emerging as maybe the best player,
probably
in the Big Four, probably as of right now
by far.
Yeah.
No, good for him. He's really got them on their back right now.
Yeah. Anyways, we should move on.
Yeah,
we should move on. But
yes.
Quick prediction. I'll go. Oh, I like the Panthers. I mean, I want the Panthers to win. Let's go. I'm gonna go Leafs in 7. I think the Leafs are going to round 3.
I'll go Panthers in 6.
Okay, we're a Canadian podcast. I had to go with the Canadian team.
I can't. No, I'm sorry, Canadian podcast. I'm not cheering for the Leafs.
Kale, listen, I'm not cheering for the Leafs either.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's do Edmonton.
Let's do Edmonton series, sure.
Edmonton, what is it? Is it 2-1?
It's Edmonton versus the Las Vegas Drysidles.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Drysidles.
I forgot that was the last game. Holy! I guess they played tonight, right?
They do.
So it's only 2-1. That's really bad. Stuart Skinner, man.
And they need,
it's crazy. It's crazy to say that the Edmonton Oilers need Calvin Pickard back from injury.
They do. They need him back so bad. He went 6-0
in the Big 2025. In the Big 2025.
Good for Calvin Pickard, but Stu Skinner, man, he's 0-3 now, 0-3, and he's getting to start tonight in Game 4 because of that injury with Calvin Pickard. It's tough. Horrible. It really is tough.
Whoever wins this game tonight wins the series.
I think so. Absolutely.
And it sucks that we're recording this on Monday, but and by when this comes out, we'll know who wins it. But whoever wins this game tonight wins the series.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, there's no way. Edmonton 3-1. You've got that. If it's 2-2, if Vegas ties it up, they've got all the momentum going back to Las Vegas for Game 5. Oh, it's so over. Yeah, they got that locked up.
Man, I think Edmonton put themselves in a really good position winning the first 2 games in Vegas. They just need to win at home. You should win at home, and they need to win at home tonight.
Yes.
Like when they won those first 2 games in Vegas, I thought the series was locked up right there and then. Like it's so hard to win, especially in a market like Vegas where they're pretty electric because the team's always been good. And now you're back home in front of the home crowd. You barely lost that game. Draisaitl lost you the game. I won't hate on him too much, but Stuart Skinner got a lot of hate for kind of going way out of his net. But he knows how much time's left in the period, and he knows he's just cutting off the angle. That puck was going way over to the other side of the boards, and Draisaitl hit it in. It's tough. It's a really tough play. I'm not going to blame it on Draisaitl too much, but it is what it is.
All right, series prediction.
Barely lost. Series prediction. Oilers in 5. I'm giving the next 2 games for the Oilers.
I'll go Vegas in 6.
Wow. Okay. You think they're just winning out? They're just going to win out?
Yeah. That's what I think the Panthers are going to do too. All right, we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
I don't know, man.
Jets Stars. What's that series at? I don't even know. I think it's 2-1.
It's at 2-2.
Dallas is up.
No, 2-1. It's 2-1 or 2-2. No, it's 2-1.
Yeah,
it's 2-1.
Dallas,
2-1 Dallas. Sorry, 2-1 Dallas. Yeah.
Man, Mikko Rantanen, holy cow.
Yeah.
That
continues to be phenomenal.
He had a point. He had a point. The last 14 goals they had, he had a point in. It just ended last night, but that's insane. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
I completely described that wrong, but
like the fact that he was held behind Nathan McKinnon's talent for so long, like we knew he was good, but now seeing him as the superstar, it's crazy.
The thing is that the first couple games in the first round when he played Colorado, he was not good. And it was crazy. Was it game 5? Started scoring. Then game 6, insane with a hat trick. And then game 7, he scored like 1 or 2, I believe, as well. Yeah. It's insane.
And then game 1, hat trick. He's continuing to come up in huge moments. In huge moments. He just puts up points. That's all the kid does.
It's also
and Dallas.
Rupe Hintz, man. He's doing his job perfectly. Setting that guy up every time.
Pete DeBoer is just giving any sort of ice time. If Rantanen wants on the ice, he's on the ice.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, easily.
Anyways, let's talk about Winnipeg because we
got 1 minute. Go for it.
Here we go, Winnipeg. Here we go, Winnipeg. Let's go, boys. Listen, Hellebuck has let in 4 goals on the first shot this playoff series, and I'm pretty sure one of those was maybe just last game in game 3. He has looked better than he did in round 1. But he needs to play even better. He had a shutout game in game 2, was it? It was a 4-0 win for Winnipeg. Look great there. He just needs to play that consistently. We know he could be consistent like he has in the regular season, but can he find it in the playoffs? And if they find it, the Jets will go far.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he shut them out in the second game. But
4-0. Yeah,
exactly. But he needs to be good every game if
consistent.
they want to win. That's how they won in the regular season, right? So
absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Do you want to do? We got less than a minute. It's got to do a score prediction.
Josh Morrissey back, huge addition. Played really good in the last game. Give me Jets in 7.
Stars in 6.
Oh come on, Caleb!
All right,
bro,
let's move on.
You picked every American team.
I know. I don't want
I picked every Canadian team, bro.
All right. After a quick cut, new locations. After we're done talking about the men's championships, the NHL, and the PWHL. What a jam-packed episode. We are now on to producer picks. Yay. Number 5.
Yeah.
And this is podcast 11. It's crazy that we've done 11. It's been 11 weeks.
Time flies.
It's been 11 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah,
that's
it does.
Almost like, it's crazy. That's 3 months, practically.
I know. Alrighty. Let's just dive right into it. What do you got?
Okay, today we're ranking. Okay, this is long. Today we're ranking the last 5 Team Canada World Championship team rosters, based solely on the roster. So, just the names, not how the team did in the tournament, not how the individual players did. Just, I'm getting a call. 1 sec. What the heck?
Who called?
I don't know, some random number.
Sorry, World Championship?
Yeah.
So 25 to 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Why don't you
have-
just hit us with your number? Let's start with 5. Yeah, number
Yeah.
Go
5.
5.
Okay,
Number
number
five.
5 is the 2023 team. So some names
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah, you agree with me?
Yeah, that one's pretty
A lot
weak.
of young, which
Like,
is
who's the
kind
best
of
player? Tyler Toffoli or Mackenzie Weegar?
mhm.
You don't mess with
They
Milan
brought-
Lucic that
they-
much.
They
No.
brought Devin Levi.
Very young Devin Levi.
Yeah.
Joel Hofer. Who would have been the starter?
I think
would
he
have
wasn't
been
that the year.
Montembeau
Wasn't
or
that his
Hofer?
World Juniors league? Wasn't that his World Juniors year?
He wasn't
or
on
was
Buffalo
that,
by then.
No.
Or he might have played 1 or 2 games on Buffalo. Was that year at the very end of the year? But he wouldn't be the starter. It would be Joel Hofer or Montembeau.
Yeah. 2000.
There's no way Levi.
Okay, he would have been like
the starter.
22. Never mind. This is years after.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that was the year he played for Buffalo at the very end of the year after college for like 1 or 2 games, or it might have been more than that. And they were kind of hot down the line, like they were close to making the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would have started. There's no way over Montembeau.
Anyways, let's I think I haven't really looked at any of the other rosters. I have like some knowledge about what they look like, but going through
compared
the
to
names,
compared to 2025, like this year's, it is weaker by
oh my gosh,
quite a bit.
You can't even compare the two.
Yeah,
Like you have
Like-
Pierre Olivier Joseph on this team, and like
It's
well,
true.
Like
Peyton Krebs,
And who's
Jack
Brad
Quinn.
Hunt?
Peyton Krebs was good back then.
Who's
Jack Quinn?
Brad Hunt.
Jack
Anyone see
Quinn's
Brad
a
Hunt?
Sabres prospect for the longest time, and then never. Brad Hunt.
Jack,
Who?
he still is.
Jack Quinn plays.
He
Yeah, I know.
plays for the Sabres now. Yeah.
I know. You just said who.
He's
did you not
from
say
my
who he is?
area.
Brad
No,
Hunt
I
is.
said no.
Brad Hunt is a Flames legend.
Anyways, I think I agree.
Leafs
There's
legend,
not
he's
much
crazy.
skill.
No.
There's not much skill on this roster. Like Adam
Like Scott
Fantilli was
Laughton's
very young. He was
Scott
just
Laughton's probably
drafted
the
this
top
year.
line.
Yeah, probably. It's Scott Laughton on your top line. Not very.
No,
that's all right.
Fantilli. Yeah,
It's all right.
I wish I
That's
had
his draft year.
lines,
That was his
but-
draft year.
Yeah.
But Tyler Myers, like, there's really nothing.
yeah.
There's nothing too much to
It's
this.
not that hot.
I can agree with that. And I
mean,
haven't
the
even
goalies
looked at
are-
the other ones.
Like
The
the
goalies
goalies
are
are
half-
good.
But
Like, that's
Montembeau
back
wasn't
when-
a starter back then.
I know, but I'm saying like Joel Hofer was good. Like he had 2 or 3 years where he stole. There's 1 year he stole Bennington's starter's position. I'm pretty sure it was that year, if I would have guessed. The year they didn't make the playoffs. No, I think this is by far the weakest. I would think.
And I think I said that they won gold. They did not win. I don't think they
No,
won
I don't-
gold.
there's no
roster.
way.
I'm looking.
There's
There's
no
the
way.
roster I'm trying to remember is one with Drake Batherson and Andrew Mangiapane.
Number 4, we have the 2021 team. If
Okay.
you flip to that one,
Yeah.
Jacob Bernard Docker playing on this team.
What's wrong with JBD?
Nothing. But this was 4 years ago.
He was young. He was only
And
21
he-
at the time.
Doesn't play regularly now.
No.
I'm trying to. think.
No. He was in Belleville. He was a Belleville Senator back then.
Yeah.
This
I think I
is-
agree. There's a lot of names. Like this team isn't terrible.
No, but a lot of young again. Cole Perfetti,
It's because
Owen
all these
Power.
guys weren't in the NHL would have been happening because of COVID. This is the
Yeah,
2020
okay.
and 21 season,
have-
so like the regular season was.
What about
probably
Nick
still
Paul?
chugging
Nick
along.
Oh, we
Paul
have
was in-
Connor
Nick Paul was in
Brown,
the no?
Mangiapane, Adam Henrique, Comtois,
Yeah,
Nick Paul,
Yeah, but also
Brent
the Sens
Hagel?
were-
Troy
the Sens were
Stetcher.
done.
Everybody.
Kemper.
Yeah, you're not. I know you're. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So the goalies would have been Kemper, Hill,
Kemper Hill and DePet. Oh my gosh, Michael DiPietro. Wow, that is a throwback. Did he play for Boston this year, or was he?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's traded there last year.
Like I agree. There's not too much
this one-
skill on this team. There's
this
really not
one-
too much skill on this team. Like high end skill, which you don't
Like,
always
are we
need for a world
like
championship.
are we ranking the like I know you said names. Is this like ranked on how good they were 4 years ago?
yeah,
Because like okay, like Gabe Velarde, Cole Perfetti, they would have been. They probably weren't anywhere near as good as they are now, right?
No.
Like what? Best player back then, Michael Bunting?
Connor Brown.
Was Connor Brown still
Andrew
doing decent?
Mangiapane.
He was on the Sens back then.
I mean, Michael Bunting's probably the best name on this team.
Oh, no. Brendan Hagel?
At the time.
Brendan Hagel? I don't know how Hagel was doing.
No. Hagel was on Chicago.
He was on Tampa. No, he was on Tampa.
Not back
then. The website
then.
I have says he played for. The website
No,
I have
he was
says
a rookie.
He played for Tampa.
He was a rookie in 2020-21. That was his first year. He
I'm
only got
tripping,
traded in 2023 or something.
Okay, maybe this website's wrong then. Like it's saying he played for Tampa.
No, on the IHF it says Chicago. He only got traded to Tampa at like 23. He did not win a cup. Like Tampa would have won a cup that year. So
yeah,
he won. That's probably updates to what team he's on now, right?
No, because Connor Brown it was on Connor Brown in the Sens.
Well, that's odd.
Anyways, I don't know. It's weird, but
he was on.
Yeah,
like Owen. Like
I'm
for
with
me,
you. That
it
makes
says
sense.
Owen Powers on Michigan still, right? So I don't know. This is a weak.
It's a weaker team, but I think honestly, like this year's team kind of went way above expectations, and people kind of forget that normally this is what the team looks like, not Nathan and McKinnon and Sid the Kid.
Yeah, well, we have to remember COVID, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of years where this team was like this.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah,
and now we're getting finally treated to a great. Yeah, we're getting treated to a real good team this year. Let's move.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm curious what this last one, what 2 and 3 will be. I know. I think I know number 1.
Okay, third place is the 2024 team. Michael Bunting, Brendan Tanev, Dylan Guenther, who would be pretty young. Mercer, Nick Paul again, Dylan Cousins, Ridley Gregg.
I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, this is much better than the 2022.
Really?
I mean, we'll get there. I haven't
Connor Bedard was good when he was on this.
Caden Gooley.
I haven't looked at 2022, but I see names like Pierre-Luc Dubois, Andrew Mangiapane. I'm pretty sure this was the tournament he had a great tournament.
That doesn't matter.
No.
He had a bad tournament.
Matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I know he had one great tournament. Was that 2020?
He was not good this year. 2024.
The goalies were Bennington, Hofer. What is it? Hofer?
Yeah.
Dawes.
Yeah.
I like this. John Tavares, captain. That's a big addition.
This is the team, remember, that gave up a 6-goal lead against Switzerland.
True.
That doesn't matter.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No, it doesn't matter.
I think this team.
Matter.
I'm just saying. That contradicts my point. Even I think this team's better than 2022.
Colton Parayko.
Olin Zellweger.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah. Good. This is Michael Bunting's on this. He would have not been. He's not good anymore at this point. But no, I think there's a few Olympic guys on here.
Yeah.
I think Parayko's going to make the Olympic team. Bennington's on the Olympic team.
It's a big back end, too. There's Jimmy Olesiak is 6'7", Owen Power 6'6", Colin Parayko 6'6". There's 3 people on this team who are over 6'6".
Like Damian Severson is, especially
6'2".
back then, he's
he's
like really
6'3".
good defensively back then and just physical.
Yeah.
It's a physical team. Really, Gregg's.
It is. Is there much offense? Like, to this defense? Bowen Byram, maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, Owen Power could probably put up a few points.
Yeah.
And
they would have.
Mind you, the offense is not that star-studded. Like,
no, it's not. The defense is
no,
good.
It's not.
The goalies are good.
And like a team like we have this year, you don't need a Mike Matheson, really, because you have so many stars up front. You might need a Mike Matheson on this team. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
And so that's why, I don't want to say they failed to produce much offense. They did end up losing. It was who eliminated them? Was it Czechia? I think it was Czechia. Or was it the Swiss?
I mean, I'm looking it up right now on my ghetto setup. But here we go. We had results. Czechia beat Switzerland, and we came fourth
in the finals.
We came fourth. Yeah. We lost to Sweden.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this was. What game did we blow that massive lead?
It was Switzerland.
No, I think it was Austria.
It was Austria.
We lost to
Switzerland,
that. Though, in the quarter,
I knew it was some type of
in the
red and white flag. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Austria.
They still ended up winning in OT. Yeah, we still won OT.
Well,
that was a game.
Maybe I don't know if it was 6. It might have been 5. Let me see here. We were up.
Anyways,
my phone's at 10%. So sorry.
Holy cow! We were up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were up 5-1 going into the third, and they score 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, let's move past that. This team overall, not bad. Not some good like star players. Like I would say like all like good players. Maybe not star players, but like they can produce offense. The back end big shut down. Obviously they end up losing, but we're not rating it on that. I think it's also a deep team. Like you have some people who can run that fourth line, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't mind at 3. I haven't seen number 2 or number. I don't even know what the 2022 roster looks like. So.
Let's see. What's number 2?
Number 2 is 2022.
Yeah.
You got names like Barzal, Geeky, Lowry, Mercer, Batherson, Cousins, Comtois,
this
Gregor,
was the year I was
Josh Anderson. For what?
This was the year I was thinking of.
Dubois.
Mangiapane had a great tournament.
Sanheim, Severson, Thomas Chabot, Nick Holden, Sens legend.
Did you just take this team because they have a gazillion players that
play
for the Sens?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some good names.
Like
on
their
this
starting
one.
goalie played for the Sens for a bit.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, Chris Drieger definitely.
No, that's not. No, never mind.
Anyways, let's get into this team. Let's break down this team. Why don't we? Because he put it at 2.
Logan Thompson.
I think this team's got more star power, more star power than the other team does. More up front. Like Matthew Barzal's, he was an all-star at one point. A great player. Super
He's the
speedy.
best player, yeah.
Drake Batherson, Dylan Cousins. I know they had a good tournament. Those two had a good tournament. And that's how they knew each other going into Ottawa this year. They end up being roommates. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Ken Johnson.
Who the freak
Ken Johnson was young back then, but
where is Eric O'Dell still in Europe? I'm curious. I wonder how old Eric O'Dell is now.
I think the defense is a bit weaker.
1990.
Yeah, he's
Thomas Chabot's your number 1.
How did he?
Travis Sanheim's pretty. I don't know how he was back then, but obviously we know he's doing now. He's doing good. He's fine. He's steady.
Very interesting team.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think the goaltending's a bit weaker.
There's not as many.
Just a little bit. Logan Thompson's always not the Logan Thompson he is today.
Other than like Matt Barzal and maybe I guess Chris Drieger, at that point he was really good, and there's not really anyone else. Thomas Chabot. There's not many big star-studded names at that time. Drake Batherson, I guess. But I don't know.
What about Josh Anderson? He kind of dipped recently, but he was all right back. Like
yeah, he had that playoff
He was top
run.
6 forward in Montreal. Yeah.
What about Lowry and Pierre-Luc Dubois?
Pierre-Luc Dubois was not good.
Pierre-Luc Dubois was terrible. He was
he was trying to find anything he could get. He's trying to do
Washington
anything.
saved him. Yeah, Washington saved him.
Pierre-Luc Dubois was not good until he was
Adam
only good in
Lowry's
like
obviously, we all
2018
know.
was his last year.
Yeah. Super steady guy, Adam Lowry.
Yeah.
Like super steady guy.
Yeah.
Maybe not. He maybe doesn't have too much upside, like crazy upside, but like obviously we know he's a great leader, and he's also like I don't know, he's good, great third liner.
Yeah.
Like seriously, just does anything for the team.
Well, on this team, he might be on the first line on this team.
I mean, I agree. No, I think Matthew Barzal's a center. No.
Yeah, I know, but he would be on. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I think it's 3, but
I don't mind. I think 2 and 3.
I think
can go head to head.
2025 is clear cut number 1. by far.
Absolutely. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
This team is, I said this earlier, we were blessed to have this team. Like it's so good. And it's probably because the Olympics are next year and there's so many guys who want to make an impression. Bo Horvat, coming to Milan, baby. I think he's going.
I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I don't know. Way too early projection.
There's too many forwards that
going.
are still.
I know.
Like, do you take him over like Celebrini or Bedard then? Because that's who he's coming over.
I do.
Over Nick Suzuki.
I take him.
Like, remember, he's played France.
I think so.
France, Slovenia, and Latvia.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does Celebrini and Bedard need a top 6 role to be successful?
No, definitely not Celebrini. Bedard might be.
What about?
But
Nick
I think
Nick
it's
Suzuki
not a
can
stretch.
play. I think Nick Suzuki
Nick
can play
Suzuki
good.
can play forward.
But can he play winger?
But
Can he play the wing?
I don't know if they would put him on the wing. They'd put Crosby.
You could take him
over
at
on the
4C.
wing.
Your centers
Yeah,
are pretty.
I put Suzuki on the 4C. I would think, and well, he could be scratched too. But I think
I like Suzuki. I think he does go, but I think Horvat's a really good 4th line winger.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I agree. It's so hard. I know he's had a good 3 games now, right? Bo Horvat. But like you gotta remember, it's like, is France gonna be in? How many teams are in the Olympic ice hockey?
I don't.
Is there 16? Like, we're playing France and Slovenia, right?
France will be there in 2030. Automatic qualification because it's in France.
Yeah, there you go. No, I don't know if he'll make it, but anyways,
I'm just throwing it out there. That's all.
This 2025 team though is pretty good. Well, I mean, a good list. It was different than the last few, which is nice. It was actually what was the last one was gold medals. So we love the change in topic here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what next week's going to be. Scheduling update. We will have we'll have an episode coming out for the next 2 weeks, and then after that we'll probably go every other week, just because there's no international tournaments and we're all busy. So
yeah. But
stay tuned for next week for sure. We will recap the back half of the prelims, and then we'll preview the playoffs. Week after we will have the full recap of the whole tournament, the playoffs, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned for next week. There you go.
Para hockey coming out. Para ice hockey.
Yeah. Well,
roster just announced. We'll be on that too.
We'll break that down.
Absolutely, that's our job.
I wonder where you can watch that. I wonder where you can watch that.
I'll have. That's a great. Probably TSN. Maybe.
I don't know. It might be. You might be able to find it for free somewhere. Well, obviously.
That'd be nice. YouTube.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can get a date. If I can get a date for these games. Oh, Saturday, May 24th. Looks like game 1. May 24th.
So that's
tournament runs from the 24th of May, which is a Saturday to Saturday. May 24th to May 31st.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll have that.
We'll definitely tune into that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Apologize for we moved locations twice in this episode, but next week we'll probably be I'll be in my spot for sure. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.
See you guys.